everyone, it is Dr. Leiva, Queen of Biohacking, and I am here with one of my favorite speakers of all time, Philipp with Leela Quantum Tech. How are you, Phil?
Very good.
Can I call you Phil? Does anybody call you Phil, or you like Philip?
You can call me Phil, it's no problem.
Okay. Well, I'm excited because you've seen everybody wearing the capsules around their necklace. I love that Philipp has been sponsoring the biohacking conferences for some time. Every conference I go to, I'm so excited to go to the booth because I'm always learning something new. He always has the best people working at his booth because they're all intelligent and they can actually speak upon the products. That's so important at these conferences. So welcome, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, thanks for having me.
Thank you again for coming. So what I was saying is that all of his people are so intelligent. They always tell me exactly. When people talk about quantum science, most people don't really know anything about science, period, right? So it's like trying to learn cursive before you learn the alphabet. So sometimes it's a big concept to really receive. Can you tell us how you tell somebody who just walks up to your booth, what is this capsule around your neck, or how do you explain the healing properties of your products?
We work with the pure quantum energy, which is 100% natural. It's nothing artificial, and we figured out a way on how to super concentrate it and harness it. And we work with that and with specific frequencies, so we can combine these two, this technology with the different frequencies. And so you see the blocks, for example, that they provide a super concentrated quantum field. Then you talk about the capsules. The capsule is imprinted with specific frequencies and also carries a lot of quantum energy inside, so it boosts out those frequencies to a radius of maybe 2-3 meters. That's 3 to 6 feet, I would say, to 7 feet radius, and then you can leverage these frequencies, and that field has beneficial effects.
Well, I love that because there's a lot of frequency products, and someone will say, well, what's the difference between something that's like coated metal versus coated saline versus coated threads or something? So I would think just physics-wise, something might amplify a signal more or less. So can you tell me about that and why you chose the properties you did with your products?
That's correct. And we can do and have always been able to do everything. So we've been imprinting in water and in saline since many, many years actually. Yes. And our customers can actually do that as well, because everyone that has a block can do that. You can just take a frequency and put it into a saline solution or into water or into a metal carrier. Everyone with a block can do it. Gotcha. Our technology enables you to do that. And the difference is that in just water, the energy usually dissipates very quickly. We're currently figuring out a way on how to actually stabilize it. In saline or in a nanofiltered ocean water solution, for example, it stays in long because there's salt inside. It stays in forever pretty much in metals. Okay. So if you have metals, then it not only stays in there forever, but it also vibrates in a much larger field, because that's the function of the metal. Once you infuse it with quantum energy, it creates this field around itself, which makes it quite awesome. We can also imprint frequencies into clothing, right? But if there's clothing that is that has silver fabric, like our EMF blocking clothing, yes, for example, and then we infuse it with the frequency, then you really have a large field. On top of the EMF blocking effect, for example, you have the field of the Heal 360 frequency in your biofield, which is super beneficial. So that's like how we play with metals.
Wow. Well, just thinking physics, I actually have a physics degree from college, so I was just thinking of science, metals, and that was my answer without 100% knowing, is that the metal could recharge the water and recharge the threads, and maybe even animals, which we're going to talk about, pets. So I met Momo. I love your beautiful doggy. All the cat lovers tell me to talk more about cats, but we got Momo in the house today. And tell me, you said Momo is currently being treated and he's in a quantum program. So how does that work? What's Momo going through?
Yeah, so we have different ways on how we can help pets, and not only dogs, but also cats. So we have dog collars, we have pet collars, we have dog bowls, and we have cat bowls. We have specific frequencies for cats and for dogs that promote the activation of self-healing powers for cats and for dogs. Same that we have for humans, but it's different because every dog is different from a human. So we created that. Then the blocks also help the pets. So those are all different applications because they help with the EMF mitigation, and obviously the pets go through the same issue. And I'll get into the science of that. So the quantum upgrade, that is a remote service where you can book in your customized quantum field for you or for your pet or for your location. It doesn't really matter. There's different ways on how you can book it. And you're 100% in control. You can set on your app or laptop the different level of energy that you want to receive. You can book in different frequencies and you can make changes at all times.
Wow.
Which is, it's next level. It's, the brain can't even keep up with that. Now that we're talking about that and you're out there hearing that, your brain will be like, how can that work, right? It's quantum entanglement. It works through quantum entanglement, and we figured this out, literally. It does not matter where you are in the world, you'll be in the field, but most importantly, you're 100% in control. So Momo is in this field, and there's a specific frequency set also for her, and I can change that. If she starts to develop an allergy, I could run an allergy response frequency, for example, or the heal for dog frequency. If she's a little bit depressed because she was with a lot of nice people and then she's alone, I can put a happiness frequency in there.
Well, my dogs, I saved both of my dogs, and unfortunately, some of them have health issues. One is a little tiny white schnauzer. She was at a breeding place where they kept trying to rebreed these same dogs, so a little bit got incestuous there. So I had her and another dog. They had liver shunts, seizures, bad dental, all of this stuff. So it's been some time to really detox my dog. My dog is now 13 years old, and everybody says she looks like she's a puppy, which makes me happy. Her ears are perked up, her eyes are clear. Her teeth still look screwed up. So do you have anything for like a pet dental, or is there something specific there? Is it a general thing, like can you go for fleas, can you go for teeth, or it would be pet health in general?
It's pet health in general for now. We could develop something specifically for teeth, but that's for us more at a later stage, I think. I will have to send you the latest study that was done by the Besa Institute in Austria with 30 dogs. Half of them in the control group, half of them in the treated group. They tested live blood analysis over 6 months. They did the Besa testing method, which is an advanced Decavol method. They did a survey with the pet owners, multiple surveys actually.
And this is third-party testing, unbiased, not
randomized, double-blind, and there were 2 veterinarians that just did the regular traditional diagnostics. And the results are phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. The health of these pets that were in the treated group went through the roof during that time frame. I'll have to send you the study once we have it in our hands, which should be in the next 2-3 weeks. Do
you ever give your dogs like pills, or do you do mostly quantum healing? Like, do you
usually quantum healing, yes, with frequencies, but there is a time when she develops very severe allergies. That happens when they spray a lot of pesticides or herbicides in Florida, for example, on the lawn, then she steps on it. Sometimes it can happen in hotels too, because they wipe it with lots of different chemicals, and then she gets it through the paws. Right now she's fine, but if she develops it and it's too much, then it needs to be an upper quell.
Gotcha. So, I mean, I really just like, if you have a child, you don't like to force feed children you don't like to force give anything to pets. So quantum healing is very approachable. A lot of people, even when I try to cut my own dog's nails, my husband feels bad, like he's holding the dog too tight. So I think it's a beautiful way to provide healing for your animal. And you said dog collars, dog bowls. So I started Biohack Your Pet last year, and I'm excited to get these things for Pixie and Bugsy. So you guys will see all of this stuff on my page. I'll have to put in a bulk order for all the pet stuff to spoil my dog. I wanted to talk about also just all your products. So you have the necklaces, you have the cubes, you have the dog products. I saw someone at your booth that, you know, he used to be with Threads. So now you got this really amazing person. Are you coming up with, you have clothing too. So what else do you have that I haven't talked about?
Well, so clothing we need to specify. So we have men's underwear. We now have women's underwear, which it's supposed to be awesome and comfortable. And that's the only product we have that I couldn't test, obviously.
Yes.
So I was so happy to hear from multiple women yesterday that it's so comfortable and it's even giving you a lift, which I didn't even know what that is, but I think women will know.
Yes, we all want to lift. I mean, gravity hits, it hits women, it hits men. So I definitely know that. I always want to lift. And I think that's amazing because people could wear really cool clothes, but we were talking about polyester, wool, cotton, the frequency of your clothes, and especially if you're in a place like Florida when you're sweating, and what type of toxins are you receiving just from your undergarments. So for having undergarments that are quantum healing is awesome. Are they lined with silver, or how does that work?
Yep, it's silver fabric, high purity, and it blocks naturally over 99% of the EMFs. And on top of that, it's charged with our Heal 360 frequency.
Wow.
So yeah, you get a real benefit from that, and you can feel it. And as long as it also looks good and is comfortable, that's kind of what we're looking for. And then the jacket, we have a quantum jacket, quantum heal jacket. Then we have beanies, and yeah, I think a couple t-shirts.
That's awesome. I mean, for travel, the airplane is loaded with EMF. And if anybody has a teenager, I definitely am excited for grandkids one day. Not today, but one day. And I always tell my son, save your balls, because you're like, you got your computer, you got your phone, you got your AirPods. As much as I'm a biohacker, that kid still puts it in. I love, it's my favorite thing ever to just flick them out. But unfortunately, it's the way of the world. It's the way of the kids. No matter what you try to do, it's hard to put them in a Faraday cage.
Yep.
So I'm always making jokes like, those are my future grandkids in there, and you're radiating them all day. Like, no, I'm definitely getting him the underwears too.
That's what I would suggest, yeah.
Yeah, so that's pretty awesome to have that as a tool. And that sounds very portable too. You can take it to air, and travel. And I love that about the necklace. On top of that, I feel like it's a friendship bracelet among the biohackers community, because when you're watching someone's podcast or when you're at a conference, when you see the Leela capsule on people's neck, you know they're a biohacker.
That is true.
Right? And that they care about themselves. Last but not least, I just wanted to say, last time we did the podcast, I got a card from you that said, "Forever Young." You told me to put it in my pocket, keep it close. Not only is it beautiful, but I wanted to just mention quickly, you have a card deck of all these different frequencies if you want to specifically focus on one thing. And I'm just excited to see what's to come with Leela Quantum Tech. Every time I walk by the booth, like I said, I'm always learning and expanding. It's just a beautiful thing. So is there anything you want to tell everybody before we go?
I think we covered it all.
Perfect.
Thank you so much.
Well, make sure to follow Biohack Your Pets, Leela Quantum Tech, Queen of Biohacking, and you're going to see much more of us.
We love the Biohackers World. We really loved it in LA. We love it here in Chicago, especially because this is a new market that's opening up now. And then Miami, of course, was phenomenal last year, and we're looking forward to this year on November 1st and 2nd, which will be an amazing event. I think it's going to be huge and really exciting.